Is this going to be the new DJI Mini 2 killer? This drone is going to have a 10km range, 249 grams, but it's got front, back and down sensors. Let's check it out. So when any sub 250 gram drone is released or advertised, it's automatically a Mini 2 killer. This is because the Mini 2 is the best in its class. It's probably the best drone out there at the moment, but never mind under 250 grams. But this drone now by HUBSAN, which releases loads of different drones, has just been advertised and the specs are certainly impressive. Let's just take a look in more depth of that video. It's going to have a slightly larger sensor than DJI Mini 2. It's going to be able to take 48 megapixel photos and videos. That lens is actually slightly bigger than the Mini 2. We're going to have 6 times zoom, something we only get 4 times zoom, HDR mode, and then we're going to have 4K 30, which is the same. The specs do look good on this, don't they? It's going to have Sync Release 3.0, which I think is going to be similar to the OcuSync, a 10km range, which again is really similar. But the biggest hero thing on here is a 40-minute flight time, still under that 250 grams mark. But look, front, back and down obstacle avoidance sensors, and this will allow also active track as well. This is going to be a great feature if it actually all works and it's decent, but this is what we all want on the Mini 2, active track, and we're going to have this on another sub 250 gram drone. It is a bizarre one because this was released direct by HUBSAN yesterday, this marketing material, but they haven't given any indication on price or release date. So is this going to be released in the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months? But for me, it's going to have to be released pretty soon, because if they're going to leave it towards after summertime, that's not that much difference between when we're hoping to see a new upgrade on the Mini 2, such as a Mini 2S or a Mini 3. So they're going to have to release this pretty quick. It is going to be really interesting to see how good this is. Let's just have a look now a bit more in detail of the difference in spec, and let's compare the two drones. The DJI Mini 2 has a 12 megapixel camera and it's going to have a 48 megapixel on the Mini Pro. Now the megapixels, don't get too hung up on it. We have seen phone manufacturers with really small sensors stating they've got 48 megapixel photos, and they don't look any better, to be honest, than the 12 megapixel ones, unless you've got a large sensor like we do have on the bigger drones. It's not going to make much difference there. The Zino Mini Pro is going to have a 6 times zoom, and that is impressive. We've only got 2 times zoom currently on the Mini 2, so that is a decent upgrade there. It's going to be digital zoom again, but that's going to be interesting to see how good that is. 4K 30, so that's exactly the same that we've got on the DJI Mini 2, so no difference there. It would have been great to see 4K 60, but the same as what we've got there, so no difference. This is going to be a big one, this Sync Release 3.0. It's not clear if this is a Wi-Fi based connection like we had on the Mini 1. If it is, then I'm probably not going to bother getting this drone, or if it's going to be something similar to the OcuSync system and it's their Sync Release 3.0. I would imagine it's going to be really similar to the OcuSync and have a stable connection, especially with the next upcoming spec. It is saying it's got a 10km range. It doesn't say whether this is just FCC or in CE mode, but a 10km range is actually better than much what you will be able to get in the CE mode drones that we used to on the DJI Mini 2, so that is an improvement. But it also clarifies the point that this is going to have some kind of OcuSync system, because it can't be Wi-Fi based to state that this is going to be able to get 10 kilometers. It'd just be impossible. This drone also says it has a max flight time of 40 minutes. That is 9 minutes more than the DJI Mini 2. Obviously in real world it's going to be nothing like them figures, but I have no idea what battery they're packing in this to be able to get 40 minutes with the other technology in this drone. That is really good to see. And thankfully, and I'm not sure how, but this is going to stay under the 250 gram mark. So actually on paper it looks pretty good, and we've not even got to the best bit yet. It's going to have obstacle avoidance sensors, and not just front, so we're going to have front, back and down. So that's going to be amazing on a small drone like this. Something we've been wanting for years now. We had it on a small drone such as the Spark, but that wasn't under 250 grams and we only had the front sensor on that. So front, down and back sensors are going to allow active track, they're going to allow obstacle avoidance. So it's going to be great to see how that works in this small drone. Now all these hardware capabilities are only going to be as good as what the software is. If that software is trash, then you can have all the technology built into your drone and it's just going to be useless. So I'm hoping that the technology and the software is spot on. So the active track can track something, track an object, track a car or a moving object, have obstacle avoidance sensors, which are good. It's not going to have sideways sensors, but we can't have everything. But actually on paper, it's really exciting to see the spec of this drone. And you know, the best thing is as well, DJI should look at this and be thinking, This other manufacturer has been able to put all this technology into that drone and keep it under 250 grams. So if they can do it, I'm sure DJI can do it on their next available drone as well. Am I going to be picking this drone up? Well, as soon as it's released, I will be doing, yes. I'm excited to test this out. I'm also excited to see what the future holds in regards to any other DJI drones. But certainly as regards to features, this is going to be excellent. I just hope that the app and the software for this drone is as good as the hardware specifications. What do you think? Are you going to pick this up? Do you think this is a DJI Mini 2 killer? It's certainly got the features. We don't have a price, but it's going to be around the $400 mark. Obviously, it's going to be there to compete 100% with that Mini 2. Interesting times. Let me know what you think. See you all soon, guys. Bye bye.